Hi, I'm John Silcox with the Fairfax County Health Department, and I'm back with Barbara Downs, our Communicable Disease Epidemiology Manager. We apologize, we had some technical difficulties earlier, but we wanted to try this again and make sure we could share this important information about our 2019-2020 flu season, which we are really in the midst of right now, Barbara. And can you tell us and tell our audience a little bit about what the flu season is looking like so far?
Sure. So you really nailed it, John. We are in flu season. We are currently seeing widespread high activity, not only in Fairfax, but in Virginia and across the United States. So in the Commonwealth of Virginia, we've seen 6 weeks of widespread activity. And what that means is we've seen outbreaks reported, confirmed cases reported, and in our health district, my team's investigated 6 confirmed influenza outbreaks, and those are all in child settings, so schools, daycares. The other thing to note with that is that unlike a typical flu season where we usually see influenza B in the spring at the end of flu season, we are seeing influenza B predominantly circulating now. And that can, even though it can cause milder illness in adults and those that are otherwise healthy, it can be more severe in children.
So influenza B, the primary flu strain that's circulating right now, it can cause more severe illness in children. And certainly would be a good reminder that if you haven't already, to really go ahead and go get that flu shot now. Make sure you get your children vaccinated as well. We're likely to see flu season continue for several more weeks. Is that right, Barbara?
That's right. So we continue to recommend everyone 6 months of age and older to get an annual influenza vaccine. So flu season, we track it from October to May, and we can see really an increase in activity any time in that duration. Historically, though, influenza usually peaks in February, so we are anticipating to see continued weeks, several more weeks of increased activity.
Barbara, we've talked about the importance of getting a flu vaccine, but obviously there's some other things we recommend people do to try and stay healthy and safe throughout the flu season. What are some of those other prevention tips?
So your everyday communicable disease prevention tips are really important this time of year, and so that's covering your cough, covering your coughs and sneezes, disposing of your tissues properly, and then staying home when you're sick. This is so important. With influenza or any fever-like illness, you should stay home 24 hours after the fever has stopped.
Well, thanks, Barbara, for sharing that important information. We thank you for tuning in, and we hope you'll like and share our video. Also, if you have comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section under our video. And I'm here with Barbara Downs, our Communicable Disease Epidemiology Manager. We are talking about the 2019-2020 flu season, and we are in the midst of widespread flu activity. You mentioned some of those important prevention tips like getting a flu shot, covering your cough, washing your hands, and staying home if you're sick.
Right.
But for those who might be dealing with some respiratory illness right now or some symptoms, what kind of differentiates flu from other types of respiratory illnesses that we see this time of year?
So flu, the symptoms are fever associated along with a cough or sore throat. Fever is what really is going to differentiate that illness between the common cold that we also see this time of year. Additionally, with flu, you'll see symptoms of body aches, which really kind of set it different from some of those other illnesses. It's important that if you think you're suffering from these illnesses, to give your healthcare provider a call. They can prescribe antivirals, which can stop the severity of that illness if taken within the first 48 hours after symptoms start.
Well, Barbara, we've been talking about the 2019-2020 flu season. You've shared some really important information about how to protect yourself. Can you just remind our audience again about kind of what this flu season is looking like so far and what we want people to do?
So this flu season is unique because we've seen an increase in influenza B at the beginning of flu season. That's the predominant strain we see circulating now. So if you haven't gotten your flu vaccine yet, now's a great time to get it because we are anticipating several more weeks of widespread or increased flu activity.
And certainly, as you mentioned, we're seeing outbreaks in places where lots of people congregate, young children, so it's important that you do get that flu shot, that you take those other precautionary steps like making sure you're having your child and yourself cover your coughs, cover your sneezes, washing your hands frequently, teaching your children how to wash their hands the right way, and staying home if you are ill. So Barbara, thank you so much for sharing this important information. If you have more questions or thoughts, feel free to post them in our comment section under the video. You can also find more information on flu and flu prevention on our website, which is fairfaxcounty.gov/health/flu. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you'll like and share our video. Barbara, thank you for being with us, and have a great rest of the day.